Okay, good morning. This is Mr. Henry Clement. Thank you for being with us. This morning we will be learning digestion for the class. Okay, this is the chapter 3 of this book. Okay, I like to use this book for the moment. Okay, next session I will use another book. So if your school use other books, you can still take this one as a second textbook. This textbook is good as well. Okay, today we will be learning about the journey of food from your mouth until the anus coming out of the anus, which is from digestion to ejection. So this is Mr. Henry Clement. Would like to introduce about the physical breakdown of food and the chemical breakdown of food. This is the two main way of the digestion of the food. Okay. Physical breakdown of food means by the means of the mechanically. Okay, mechanically means that you need to use a knife to cut. You need to use your hand to tear. But here we are using what? Okay, I introduce one good thing. One thing is called teeth. Teeth. I think you know your teeth, right? You have the teeth, right? Okay. Yes, every other have teeth. Okay. So the teeth is this one. Okay, I just copy down from the textbook. Okay. I would like you to do the same thing, okay? Because learning is a process of duplicating and copying, okay? So if you can copy out the thing, then you find out, then you compare your artwork, okay? You may know there's some different. And then as you improve, okay, it's not only about science, you improve in science, but also improve in your drawing, okay? So this is by means of the physical breakdown, okay? Which is the word of cutting, grinding, all this tearing will be used. Okay, so I draw this teeth. Okay, I'm trying to color it so that you can know the part of the teeth. So this, the very in front teeth. Okay, we call it incisors. Okay, this is a chip cell shape, which is chip cell means what? Okay, very flat one. You see, very flat one. Okay, for cutting purpose. Okay. So this is only for the soft food, okay? Why soft food? Because you can see the root is not that the long one, okay? And then we have the pointed canines. Canines is tearing into the tougher fruit. Now you can this one you can get it in the fangs of the dogs and cats, okay? This is very powerful one, okay? So I shall color this one as a green color maybe. Okay, and then the coming two, can you see the root is 2-1, okay? So it's called femora, okay? And then the last 3-1 will be molar, okay? Femora and molar is can you see it's a raised part, a curve with a groove between them, okay? This one is to use for crushing and grinding. See, grinding, okay? So this one is meant for the rice and some cereals, okay? So all these teeth will cut and grind the food into small pieces. We call it a borers. So this word is a key word for this session. Okay, this borers okay is so important as when the food travel in our body is using a method called a mechanical movement called peristasis. So the borers is a size just suit for that particular action. Okay, so this means that this is small pieces. Small pieces. Okay, so we have two sets of teeth. Okay, the set one is a so-called milk teeth. This is starting from 6 months, okay, until age of 3. Whereas we have another permanent teeth which grow from between 6 to 17. Okay, this will be, if you take care of your teeth well, this will last until the last day in our life. Okay, we call it a permanent teeth. Permanent teeth. Permanent teeth. Permanent teeth. Okay, so now we are going into the chemical breakdown of the food. Okay, so the food molecule is so large. For starch is up to maybe more than thousands small molecule to link together to become a large molecule. Okay, this one is from the food. So before our body can take in the nutrition, okay, nutrients, okay, the food should be cutting down. Okay, this is a scissors that used to cut, the large pieces of carbohydrate into small pieces, smaller molecule, which can dissolve in water, can pass through the lining. Okay, this is the wall. This is the, for example, this is the lining. Okay, so this is small, they can pass through easily. But if long, then large molecule cannot pass through the small, the lining. Okay, so large molecule do not dissolve in water. That means they do not dissolve in water, cannot pass through the lining of the digestive system into the body. Okay, so this enzyme is also called a catalyze. Okay, catalyze have the character of what? Okay, catalyze means speed out the chemical reactions without being damaged or used up themselves. Okay, and for the purpose of the body, our enzyme is made from protein. Enzyme is made from protein in our body. Enzyme is a key to cut the long chain into the short one. Okay, so the enzyme actually has the key, the shapes, so that to open down just like the key in your house. Okay, the next one will be the drawing of the alimentary canal. Okay, so from the mouth to the anus. Okay, so in your mouth, okay, you have, this is the mouth. You have, okay, you can copy this one later from our Facebook page. Okay, I will copy this one. This is summarized in your Facebook page. Okay, but today I'm trying to use the books to tell you the story for that. Okay, so this is what happened in your mouth. Okay, so you have the saliva. No, the saliva occurs in our mouth, right? Okay, every day it can produce about 1.5 liter in every 24 hours. Okay, so we have 3 glands. This is gland, the sublingual, submaxillary, and the parotid. Okay, all these glands are meant to produce saliva. Saliva, we have a name called amylase. Okay, there's an enzyme. Okay, it's 99% of water and contain a slimy substance of mucin and an enzyme called amylase. So this amylase, okay, will change okay, the starch into maltose. So I think you can guess this is the last so-called large molecule, and this is the smaller molecule which can dissolve and pass through the lining of the wall, right? Okay. And then when you swallow, okay, again, we chew our food using a teeth into a pellet called bolus. Bolus means small molecule, small pieces. And this is pushed to the back of your mouth by the tongue, okay? And then pass through the esophagus, okay? So I have a drawing for you to learn, which is this one. This is how your structure of your gullet, okay, and pass through by the peristasis, okay? Inside, there's a 2 type of color. Inside, there's a so-called circular muscle. Circular muscle inside, you can contract, so they push the food borers in front, okay, and the food, okay, muscle usually come with a pair one, okay, so this muscle can contract to become shorter, but they cannot be lengthened, they cannot, okay, want to relax their cell now. So to make this one, go out again, okay, go up and up again, okay, so this outer layer, which is called longitudinal, okay, inside is a circular, outside is a longitudinal, this one will be contract again. When this contract, okay, and then this 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 structure will be initially is like that. Okay, let me draw for you. Okay, initially when the inner is contract, you look at this. Okay, but after the outer layer, this outer layer contract again. Okay, so this one will become straight again. Can you see? Okay, so now the foot is here. So if the inner, the circular again contract here, contract. So this volar will be pushing downward again. Okay, so the whole process is called peristasis. Okay, let me draw. Allow me to draw it again. Okay, firstly, okay, the inner, the circular contract here, and then the foot. This foot will go down. Okay, the foot is here. So later, this one, the outer layer of the longitudinal will contract, and then the foot is here, right? So this side, this time, the lower part of the circular for this one, they will contract. Okay, and then they push this one, this foot going down again. Okay, so the whole process repeated now, and we give the name of peristasis. Okay, peristasis. Okay, let me read to you. In the gullet, when the circular muscle contract, they squeeze on the foot and push it along the tube. The longitudinal muscle then contract to stretch the circular muscle once again. Okay, the circular muscle do not all contract at the same time. Those on the top of gullet contract first, then the region of lower, down, follow, and so on until the foot is pushed into the stomach. This way of the muscular contraction is called peristasis. Peristatic wave also occur in other part of the animal, such as maybe about intestine. Okay. So we have stomach. Next, we need to learn about stomach. Okay. After the food is pushing into the stomach, okay, this stomach is well lined, okay, with glands, a lot of glands. This gland produce a lot so-called hydrochloric acid and a protein digesting enzyme which is called pepsin. Okay, pepsin. Okay, so we have hydrochloric acid and pepsin. Okay, pepsin is called enzyme for digesting of the protein. Okay, protein. So we have another word since this is protein. So to make easier, scientists give a name, protease. Protease is a group name of the enzyme which is used to digest the protein. Okay, so pepsin is one type of them. Okay, so with the condition with the enzyme and together with the hydrochloric juice. Okay, this is hydrochloric acid also. It will kill all the bacteria in the food. Okay, and they will start to break down to change all the protein, this protein into amino acid. Okay, the word is here, amino acid. The food is chunked up by the action of the muscle as they send peristaltic wave down the stomach wall at the rate about 3 per minute. This food is prevented from leaving by a valve. You can see this is a valve here before entering the duodenum. Okay, when the food is broken down into a creamy juice liquid, the valve open, which allow the liquid food to pass through into the next part of the system. Okay, so this one they will change. Okay, firstly, you know, in the mouth, from the mouth here, this is your mouth. is your mouth. The mouth will change all the carbohydrate into the maltose, okay? And then until this part, all the protein, the meat and the red bean or soya bean, okay? All this protein into the amino acid. Okay, then we come to the next stage, which is duodenum, liver, and pancreas. Okay, so this is from the stomach. This is the valve. Okay, then they enter this to this. Okay, so duodenum is a part of the small intestine. It is connected to stomach and the two tube open into it. Okay, one tube carry a green liquid called bile. Okay, so there's a green liquid called bile. Bile, inside this one. Inside there's a bile. Okay, this bile from this very glitter, but it's not made here. This is made in the liver and just stored here. Okay, and this one there's a chemical to break down the fat into the droplets. Okay, so this one, fat into fatty acid. Fat into a fatty acid. Okay. So the fatty acid have another name called lipids. Okay, just now we have protein. So the enzyme group on it is called protease. So here we have the we have the group on it called lipase. Lipase for the purpose of the digesting the fat into the fatty acid. Okay. The second tube comes from the organ called pancreas. Okay, pancreas. Okay, this is pancreas. This is a gland that produces a juice-containing enzyme that digests protein, fat, and carbohydrate. Okay, pancreas will make a juice that contains all three enzymes to digest protein, fat, and carbohydrate. Okay, the mixture from the stomach, liver, and pancreas then goes into the small intestine. Okay. Okay, then your food will come into the small intestine. The cell lining of the wall of small make our enzyme complete. Okay. Okay, the protein are broken down into amino acids. Carbohydrate are broken down into sugar. Here is the maltose, the sugar, and then glucose. The fats are broken down into the fatty acid and glycerol. Okay, why you have glycerol? Glycerol, okay, is a part that connect all the three fatty acids. Okay, all these small molecules are soluble and can pass through the wall of the small intestine. So they are carried by the blood to all the cells in our body. Okay, the last one. Okay, the journey of the food. The fate of undigested food. Okay. In vegetable and fruit, there's one thing which is indigestible, such as cellulose. This cellulose is a fiber from in the fruit and vegetables, will pass on through the small intestine to the large intestine and colon. Okay, colon is a large intestine. Okay, the first part of the large intestine is called cecum. Okay, and it attached to the last longer part called colon. Okay, and here the water and some that just dissolved material are absorbed. Okay, so the main thing for the purpose of the large intestine is to absorb the water and some dissolved minerals. Okay, vitamins. Okay, and taken into the body. Okay, the remaining semi-solid substances form the feces. Okay, feces, and this is stored in the last part of the large intestine, which is called rectum. Okay, the feces are removed from the body through the anus, perhaps once or twice a day, in the process called ejection or defecation. Okay, so all the water and the vitamins will be absorbed, and the rest will be coming out from the anus. Okay, in your book, I think you have this table. Okay, always try to read this table well. Okay, so enzyme for carbohydrate such as starch is called hydrolyzase, and for the protein is called protease, and for the fat and oil is called lipase. Okay, that's all for today. Okay, I hope you enjoy this short class. And this is year 8, week 5. Okay, this one will be available on Facebook. Okay, if you like to have deeper learning on this topic, okay, please join our tuition, and you can buy a complete note from dear friend colorful note. This is Mr. Handy Clement. Hope you enjoy the class. Happy learning. Bye.